All right, cool.
What'd you do all day,
What's going
man?
on, man? I worked, man. I had a little work today. Went in. It was a light shift, slow. I'm an
Okay.
essential worker, so
So you out here, so you still working, so you don't have the vacation.
yeah. What happened?
It says so you're not on vacay.
Nah, man. Unfortunately, not.
Nah, it's
When I
okay.
get home, it's just I gotta get back to the music.
Yeah, man. So you want to tell the people a little bit about yourself, man? Where you from? What
Yeah,
you
man.
got going on?
I'm from Portchester, New York. It's a small town, state of New York. Obviously, I'm right near the borderline of Connecticut, Greenwich.
Mm,
And yeah, I grew up there. I was born and raised there. I went to high school in Greenwich, Connecticut, Greenwich High School.
mm,
And yeah, I just been doing rap since I was a kid, since I was like 11 years old.
mm. So
Yeah, this is where
when
it's
did you leave
been taking me.
Connecticut?
When did I leave Connecticut?
Yeah.
I graduated 2010, and we moved probably a year after that. So like 2011, I moved back to Portchester.
Mm,
So I was born and raised there, and then I moved back after high school.
word. What's the adjustment
Yeah,
like? Like, do you miss it out there or no?
it's it's different. No, I mean all parts of Connecticut are different, but from where I am, like the border of like Greenwich and Portchester, there's a lot of similarities, but it's totally different lifestyle. I mean, when I went to Greenwich High School, there is. I mean, not trying to sound stereotypical, but there is a lot of rich, a lot of rich people. You know, a
Yeah.
lot of stuck up, snobby kind of. But then there's also a lot of mixed people. Like there are people that I grew up with from Portchester who ended up transferring over there, who
Mm,
had houses in like Greenwich also. So they were all different groups, but in Portchester, it's just that one main
mm.
type of people. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it, but
Yeah.
it just the vibe's different. You know?
What do you think kept you to always be? Because I mean, I haven't been around you a lot, but I can tell that's definitely not you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, what kind of brought you to be that man? Like, to not because it's hard sometimes. You know, when we go to school and we end up being around a lot of those people. Sometimes some people will just end up being like those other people. You know what I'm saying? Versus being them own selves.
Oh yeah, I feel you. Like they say, how you are who you hang out with and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, because I guess I've always been like a versatile person. I never try to fit in with one group. I just like to fuck with everybody. You know what I mean? Like that's
Word.
just how I was, and that's how I got around with everybody. Like, and I think that explains it in my music as well, because my music is very versatile. You know, like I do a
Mm.
little singing, a little rapping, but I started with lyricism. I didn't like the singing. Like I always like singing songs on the radio or whatever, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Just jamming.
I never put that in music. You know what I mean? And then like it just like one day it just came out. I don't really know where it came from, but you know, I don't know. It just led me there.
Hmm.
So,
And you said you were working on music young, bro. You said like 11.
bro, yeah, we were young. Me and my cousin, Sketch. You met Sketch, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He So me and him, we grew up in obviously Portchester, like I said, but he had a room in the attic, man, and
Hmm.
we built a little studio up there. I mean, we started with like a little karaoke machine,
Word.
and we used to like record our own little tapes,
Hmm.
like just freestyling, acting like idiots. We sucked. We were horrible. But time went on. I'm serious, bro. It was bad. But like time went on, and like we stuck with it, you know. And like eventually, we started showing our friends. Some of our friends would fuck with it, and it expanded, man. And
Hmm.
started at 11, and then we ended up getting in touch with other people in the town who did music. Started recording with them in like the basements at their cribs, and then we found the studio on White Plains, and it just blew up after that.
Who were you
Started
listening
doing
to at that
shows.
time? When you were 11, like who were you listening to?
Oh man, heavy 50 Cent, heavy Eminem.
Because you're around my
Um,
age. I'm 30. Are we around the same
yeah, I'm
age?
27. Bro.
So you're a
Yeah,
little,
I'm
just a little,
27.
yeah. So you okay?
Yeah, 4 years younger. So you know, J M Nas, Big Pac, huge. Eminem, 50 Cent. I think like M and 50 were the biggest.
Me too. Yeah.
Dipset. Honestly, Dipset was the first. Like Eminem, Dipset, and 50 are like the first couple of people I heard growing up,
Mm,
and they inspired me the most. Like Dipset was huge for me, bro.
yeah.
Huge for me. I love them. Yeah, I don't know what it was. My boy Jonathan put me onto it, and it was just a rap after that, bro.
You know, it's
Fell in love with it
a little funny
hugely.
story. Cameron lives in my town. Little
Oh
funny
yeah,
story, yeah, yeah. Cam's from out here. I met him once, and Dipset was real big too out here back then. I started listening to hip hop just a little, just a tiny bit before you. I started listening to DMX and like
you were close to it, Jersey. Yeah, you're
yeah,
Jersey, exactly. Yeah, so what close is that?
And yeah, 98, I started listening to like DMX and everything. And at first, I didn't like M. I didn't like M until he was actually rocking with 50 and all that. I didn't like when he first came out. And
Really?
then, yeah, and then now he's like my favorite artist, him and Joe Budden. But so what at that time, man, because at that time it was way different. It wasn't like it is now. You know, we didn't have the internet.
Yes.
We didn't have all that, right? So what made you think like, damn, I really want to do this shit, like for real, like beyond just, you know, fucking around? Like what made you feel like, did you get really good quick? Because you're really talented now. So anyone that's watching this,
I
man,
appreciate
super talented. Did you get the
I,
talent
it's
quick?
been a long journey, bro. It really has. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was just actually chopping it up with my boy Eric, who he was part of one of our rap groups growing up, and he moved out to Pennsylvania, and he's like doing this whole thing with a rehab center over there. But I was just talking to him about it. I was like, bro, it's crazy how much it's changed, man. Like when we started, I'm telling you, bro, I was ass, bro. I sucked. And freestyling, bro, you could never get me to go and freestyle with nobody. But then we started hanging out. We used to hang out in these parking lots back in the day. And this kid, I met him on Mischief Night, I think 2008. He was freestyling, bro. You had to stop him. You had to be like, yo, bro, all right, stop. He would just keep going, bro. Freestyle about whatever. And you give him words, he keep going longer. And I'm like, yo, he's nice, bro. I was like, I wish I could do that. So then I started talking to him after. He's like, bro, you can do it. He's like, I've heard your raps. Like, you're not bad. Like, just do it, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, all right, I'll try it. I started messing around with him and my cousin. We were doing freestyles or whatever. And I started getting better. One night, there was a huge cipher. Excuse me. There was a huge cipher, like probably like 10 kids in it, and everybody was rapping, going around. So Eric was right next to me, and he's like, yo, after me, you go. He goes, so you ready?
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, I'm not spitting. I was like, I'm good. I'm not spitting. And he's like, bro, if you don't spit, I'm pushing you in a circle. It came around to me, he pushed me in a circle. So I had to spit. And honestly, that gave me the confidence to do it. And then after that, it just became more of a like, I really want to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always been a passion for me. I've always loved watching the interviews of like my favorite rappers growing up, Eminem, 50, all that. And they inspired me to be like that. But I also was curious to see if I could write about my own things, you know? But Pac is what really got me into it with poetry, bro. Because he's mad deep with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just opened my mind.
I could tell that you definitely listen to a
It's
lot
just
of Pac.
all over the place, bro. It's everything.
Yeah, because you know, I really like your music because I'm a fan of M as well, and you know he's very introspective and you know digs deep and all that type of stuff. And now, not many people really go to that place. You know, a lot of people they'll do even people that are lyrical. Sometimes they'll be lyrical, but they won't be very just real raw, you know, truth and digging into their emotions. You know what I'm saying? That was one thing I always liked about Joe Budden, you know, and shit like that. So you do that. I could tell. Yeah, exactly. So they were all real. Slaughterhouse was just like real shit that you could tell these guys are really going through. So like, was that something that you did early on? When did like you start digging into like your emotions with the rap and like real shit?
That's always been the thing, bro. I mean, like, all right, at first it was always flexing. You know what I'm saying? We heard Wayne.
Yeah.
And Wayne says whatever and gets away with it. You know?
Of course, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He can say anything. So like, we would do shit like that at first, and we just wanted to make music for like kids like us, like having fun. You know what I'm saying? Like partying and shit. What young kids do.
Of course.
So that's what we were right about. And then people fuck with us. But then as life goes on, you know, everybody takes their own path. Things change, and then it's like, all right, what do I write about that connects to everybody now?
Yeah.
But you can't connect to everybody. You know what I mean? So it's like you can only connect with people who connect with you. So I just write about things that I go through, feelings I might have, and just see who connects. And honestly, when I started doing that, bro, it's crazy how many people gravitated towards me after that. Like, I really feel like this music journey brings more than just music. It really brings things into my life. Like, exactly. I feel like the whole writing process is a manifestation in itself. So I don't know, but
when was the first time that you noticed that? When was the first time, or maybe not the first time? When did you start noticing that, like, the shit that you were literally speaking and talking and thinking about was actually going into existence? Because I know I follow you and your brother, and I know y'all are very spiritual and you believe in that type of shit, as me as well. So when did that kind of compute? When were you like, yo, like that shit is real? You know what I'm saying?
What, the manifestation part or the spirituality part?
The manifestation, like just
I could do a little bit
of both, whatever. Yeah.
All right, so like the manifestation part, it happened early on. I want to say probably around 16, I started seeing like, but back then I wasn't catching it as much as I do now. Back then it was just coincidence. I'd be like, yo, that's crazy. We were just talking about a song. And it was just, that's it. After that, it's over.
Yeah.
But then my father passed away, and
Rest in
like
peace to him.
I went on this whole rebirth. You know what I'm saying? Like everything just turned around. My whole life was just like, yo, wow, how do I adjust this now? You know what I'm saying? So I started writing about it and all that thing. I was like, I got to put some music out, but I took time off from that. So then, whatever the case. So, damn, I lost my train of thought because I got off. Oh yeah, so the spirituality thing.
Yeah.
So my father's thing just it turned my life to a point where I had this whole rebirth, and I was like, all right, now I have to find myself. So I started spending more time alone with the self-isolation, and that's when I started becoming more spiritual. And then I started realizing more about manifestations, because I would do more like meditations and things like that, and ask for things to come into my life, and like appreciate more things, more gratitude, show more gratitude. And I started changing my lifestyle up, and everything just started changing after that. So that's when I started believing it, you know.
Word.
But
Once
I'm
you
a high
go through
believer
the
now.
process.
Sorry?
No, I said once you were going through that process, it was just kind of all adding up, right?
Yeah. Yeah, man. And I'm still going through the process. This is an everyday thing, man.
Hell yeah.
It really is.
Did
Yo, Chef, bro, Rich, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, man.
anyone ever listen to your music and hear it in your lyrics and ask you about it, like that? People that maybe weren't that wanted to get to that level or wanted to maybe have a little more spiritual. Did anyone ever hear some shit like? Because usually you don't really hear someone saying those things in rhymes and really like break it down kind of the way you do sometimes. Have you ever had anyone hit you up and be like, oh, so like that's real or that's legit, or do you do it on purpose to try to send that message?
Not people. I always want to send messages, bro. In my music, it's always like that. It's like I don't like to listen to music unless it's giving me a message, or obviously I like the vibe too. But like, if it doesn't have like a good message in it, then I don't really want to sit there and listen to it.
Of course,
I like more the speak to the people type of stuff, you know. So that's what I aim to do. But yeah, man. So
yeah, because you do have a lot of those, especially in this album as well. Like you have verses to where like, yo, I could see them as quotes, and or I want to just send them sometimes to someone like, yo,
yeah, we got
like listen to that. We didn't get into other shit on the marketing aspect after, but because you have a lot of just bars that are very like, that you could manifest your shit, and they're subtle. I guess someone maybe wouldn't notice it unless you've been into those same things.
Some people don't really notice some of the bars. Like I'd have like, it's crazy because I feel like I have an old soul because my father raised me listening to a lot of old school music. So you hear like in some of my stuff, you hear like the Michael Jackson stuff. Yeah. And I'll talk about like, I was like, do you remember the 21st night of September? Do you remember? The Earth, Wind, and Fire. People don't really catch unless you're like around our age. Yeah. So like people younger than me, they don't really talk to me about that. But like I do get some people who hit me up about that, about the bar, stuff like that. But for the most part, it's mostly my circle that really is the ones pointing out the stuff I talk about, because we all talk about the same shit.
Of course.
But besides that, not too many people do. But yeah.
Yeah, no, you gotta. I like that you put it out there. I like those messages because those songs, like I said, you have some really good messages in there that literally just could be like, yo, someone would be like, yo, check this out, listen to that. You need to hear that message. You need to hear how he's breaking that part down. You know what I'm saying? Was this?
Yeah, man.
This was like a concept album, right? Would you say that? Was this like a concept? This whole project, or how would you say?
It was like, I got so much fucking ADD, bro. This shit was just like describing myself. It was just ADD. It was all over the place, bro. I promise you. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. I had so many different songs of just like that I wrote, and it was just different emotions that I went through at different times. So then I had all these things sitting in the vault, and I was like, all right, it's been time since I dropped music, and I feel like I have things I want to talk about. So I went through all my songs, and I picked out the ones that really spoke the most. And I fixed, here and there what I needed to fix, and then I dropped it. But this is more of just a here to the fans for thank you for waiting so long, number one. And number two is just like feel my pain. Like this is my emotions. This is everything just for you, like on a platter. Feel it, and then we'll see where it goes from there. You know what I'm saying? Just something like that.
Yeah, it seems like a concept album. It seems like you did it on purpose. Like you literally had the idea of what you wanted to. But that's actually even doper if that was just shit you were creating and then you just kind of pick the best of the
Funny, I
best.
really didn't plan it like that, bro. I really didn't. I really didn't, man. It was. I remember I had to put them all in order too, because like I picked out the songs I wanted, but then I had it in a certain order, and I was like, all right, it sounds good like this, like from start to finish. But it was nowhere near what it sounds like now. Like, because I sat in the car with one of my boys, Zay, who's on Diggy Diggy, and he listened to the whole album front to back with me. He's like, yo, this is dope. And I was like, yo, what if we moved a couple around? So he helped me line some up, and we lined some up, and I was like, yo, I do like this order. So then we rolled with it, and that's Heads and Clouds, bro, and it just went perfectly,
Yeah,
like almost like a story.
It is. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's to me, it's such like a concept, man.
Yeah, fact. I appreciate that, bro.
And Superfire, anyone that's listening or right now or watching this or in this or watch the replay, definitely check out the album. You know what I got from this too, man? Like at least from this project, right? It showed that, you weren't afraid to keep it real and to show, who you are as a man, like emotionally, right? And especially towards towards like a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like that you're not afraid.
Never
that. You're a real man, like out here, and like you said, we've talked personally. You said you got a lot of that from your pops and your dad, and he was doing it. That showed you that, right? So you definitely like. I know he's proud up there because you show that shit, and you could feel it sometimes when you listen to shit. When it's like someone ain't playing, like someone's just talking to talk.
No, that's real, bro. I appreciate you for that. That's real shit.
I could tell. I could hear through the lyric. I could even when you perform, because I watch y'all perform, and I can feel that it's genuinely it's you, right? So
yeah.
So with that,
always me. I can never give none of those, bro.
What's up? Oh, he's like,
I said I can never give none of me. You know what I'm saying? You're always gonna get me on my music.
So with you being that type of dude, right? Because I've always been like that as well. How do you relate sometimes with have you ever had that issue with females where it's like, there's always those they always want you to play the game, right? Where it's like, oh, sometimes you got to be that bad guy, you can't show the emotions, or they want you to be the bad guy. They don't want you to show them the love. Like there's that, that, I don't know if you've seen the video I did, the show no love will get you killed type of vibes, all that type of shit. Did you ever have to, we don't, without going too, personal, do you have to play those games, or were you always just genuine, keeping it real, being kind of who you are with the female, and did it work, or did you ever get caught up in it?
I feel like I'm sorry to cut you off, bro. I feel like I've always kept it real, but like when it came to a female, I always had to have some sort of respect. I could never disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Like that was just the way my father raised me. He was always respect the female, always respect the woman. You have a mother and two sisters. Act as if how you would want them to be treated. Yeah, and that's facts. That's just how I stepped after that. But don't get me wrong. I've had altercations in my life where, I've had situations in the past with exes and whatever where we've had confrontations like that where we've argued and things like that. But that's of regular nature.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But besides all that, no.
It never bit you. Like, did it ever bite you in the ass? Like in a bad, in a way where like you get like friend zoned, or a girl is like confused.
Bro. For sure, bro.
Like that's what I'm getting at. Like
mixed signals and all that stuff. For sure, bro. I feel like that happens to a lot, majority of people. I definitely went through that.
Or like the best of the men.
Of course, but mostly them. But I feel like every man goes through it, but it depends on if we change up or not. Certain men go through it at a young age and then they switch up and they're like, all right, cool, fuck that. I'm just going to keep it real from now on. Fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like some of us are like, I can't change who I am. Heart's on my sleeve. That's it. It's over. Like, I'm just me till I die. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe that's...
Even if you go through that motion, even if you get like the friend zone and they call you out for that shit, or sometimes females are not ready. Have you ever like gone through that where you feel like a female is not ready for you? Like a female is just not in your lane because you be the man who you are, and they're just not ready for that type of love.
Facts. Or vice versa. Sometimes I've seen women that were excelled up higher than the men. You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. But yeah, I've seen that plenty of times, bro. Plenty.
Word, yeah, because not many people out here are like at that point, you know what I mean? Especially, even sometimes even at our age, believe it or not, or especially if you like matured younger, you know what I mean? Sometimes the females aren't ready. Yeah,
I feel like I've matured a lot more. I feel like the whole rebirth of my father, that whole like after my father passed away, that whole rebirth is what really kicked me into gear with the whole, all right, I need to straighten shit out. I can't be using women as a vice and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like sex as a vice. Word. All that shit is, you know what I'm saying? None of that shit really matters at the end of the day. And when it comes to a female, right now at the point of my life, it's really not about me just having fun. It's more about like I need to focus on myself, and I need to find a woman. Not I don't need to find a woman, but I'm saying like if I come across a woman who's focused on herself, then that's cool. Maybe we could build something. But besides all that, I'm really not looking. I just make music that sounds dope for that type of scenarios because
Yeah.
we all need love. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? Like we do. We all need love, but until we find how to love ourselves, we can never truly love anyone, bro. Like,
Yeah.
and that's just the realest of real. Like, that's just the realest of real. But yeah,
I feel that, man. Do you feel like people could help other people, like as they're trying to love themselves? And do you feel like two people who are in that process could be with each other at the same exact time? Because like,
I mean, it's definitely going to be difficulties, but I feel like if they're both willing to work through those things, then sky's the limit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys can make it through it.
word.
You just got to believe. I feel like you could, if in unity, there's strength, you know? So with two people trying to achieve the same goal, you manifest faster. So that's double manifestation.
Exactly, man. When you speak that shit,
Feel me?
fucking existence, man. Some people
Facts.
have to. Some people, I feel like they just don't even believe that shit is real. But it's like, yo, I tell people just try that shit, and like the shit will work. Like if you really just try it,
Bro,
and
the
then
whole
sometimes you gotta look
quarantine
back.
thing is messing up a lot of people, bro. I'm not going to lie.
What's up?
This whole quarantine thing is messing up a lot of people because you got a lot of people who are like, don't get me wrong. I want to go outside. Everybody wants to go outside. I get it. But most of the people who are complaining about it, they don't really want to go outside. They want to go inside of like a bar or some shit. You know what I'm saying? That's really what they want to do. So they need to use this time to really find who they are.
Exactly.
And you know what I'm saying? Like dig deep about themselves because when you're alone, that's when you find it. That's when you find exactly who you are. You
Yeah.
find exactly who you are when you're alone, when you're isolated. So this thing, I know is like a whole huge hysteria going on. Like people are panicking. I get it. There's a pandemic, but if we could all use this time for like positive shit, we'd all see a huge change in this world.
Exactly, man.
Huge.
I feel like the world's slowing people down on purpose. Like everyone, they have to use this time and figure out what's the purpose. Why is their life being slowed down?
The earth is cleansing all of the evil out.
Word.
That's it. All the laziness, all the evil. It's time for us to grow, man.
Exactly.
This is our ascension. The Great Awakening 2020.
Yo, man, little by little, bro. So also, how'd you meet Lee and Slim?
That's a good question. Shout out to my brother Slim, by the way. He just dropped the project today.
Yeah, he's been
It's
putting
called
in work.
Melanin American. Go check that, man. Go check that.
He's been putting in
It's
work.
called Melanin American. But okay, so background story. Slim he's from Harlem originally. And I'm from Portchester, but he moved like all over when he left Harlem. He went to school in like Carolina or something like that, and came back. He lived back in Harlem again, and then I think he moved to New Rochelle, and now we're in Yonkers. But he's been all over. So he had one of his boys who was originally from Jersey. They got a place in Portchester, and they were living out there for a little bit, and they were renting it from one of my homegirls. So I met from one of my homegirls. I met his people. So they were like, "Yo, you should meet my boy. He raps, blah blah blah." And they were talking about Slim. And I was like, "Yeah, whatever. Like we can set it up, whatever." But it never happened, right? Time goes on, and then my cousin Sketch and me were working at a pizzeria, and that same girl, Caitlin, Kitty, she comes in, and she's with this girl, Kelsey, and they're both like, "Yo, we met this kid Slim. He's a dope rapper, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Yo, like, cool." They're like, "You want to meet him?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm down, whatever." So they invited us. We go out to his crib in New Rochelle at the time. He's living in New Rochelle. We go in. So we introduce each other. We show each other's music, whatever. We vibe, we freestyle. And then after that, bro, it just became a rap. Like we started chilling with each other, doing a couple shows. And then eventually we just started coming closer together, doing more shows. And then now we together. Oh, man. Damn. 20. I think I met him in 20. I want to say 2014, but I might be reaching. I'm not sure. A while, though.
Yeah.
For a while. And
at least 6, 7
then,
years, 7 years, 8 years.
Something like that. Yeah, it's been a minute. But so I was coming to his spot in New Rochelle for a minute, and he used to have some crazy parties. We used to all throw down. Iona was right there across the street. So we used to get lit. But then he moved to the Huguenot, and then he moved over here to Yonkers, and I ended up coming out here to chill with him in Yonkers, and we were making music and talking about getting a show and everything, which is now the Uptown Draft. And then Lee started coming over. He was working at Sloan Kettering with Lee, so that's how they knew each other. And Lee lived in Yonkers, and his place was in Yonkers.
Yeah.
So Lee came over. I met Lee there, and then me and Lee both ended up moving in because 2 rooms opened up. So it was like perfect how it all just worked out. And it was crazy timing, bro, because it was like, this is what I'm talking about, the universe, bro. How everything just
happens for a
links.
reason.
Yep. Like I've known Slim for a minute, but all of a sudden it just like manifested into a way where we ended up coming together, and now we fucking do music and shit. But my father passed away, and then right after that whole thing happened, bro, it's like my mother was like, yo, I'm moving to South Carolina. I'm out. She's like, me and your father wanted to move there, so I'm fulfilling our dream, blah, blah, blah. I was like, all right. She's like, are you coming with me? And I had to really make a decision, bro. And I was like, damn, I don't know. I really don't know what to do. I don't want to leave my music. We're doing all these shows and stuff. And like, but that's my mother. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I only have one parent left. So it was hard for me to make a decision.
Yeah.
I had a long talk with my mom, and she was like, listen, she goes like, that's my journey. If you don't want to come, like, I get it. She goes, but you could always come visit me. So she made it okay. And then I was like, all right, cool. Moved all my stuff out. I moved in with Slim. But the ironic part is this. When she told me she was moving, she was like, I'm out in August. I was like, all right, so I got to find a place by August. So I was coming here, and I started stressing it. I was like, I can't find a place anywhere. So I'm sitting here with Slim, and I'm talking to him about it. And then he's like, yo, my cousin is moving out, bro. He's going back to Carolina, which is weird because my mother was moving to Carolina, and he's moving back to Carolina. And the room opened up, and I was like, that's crazy. I was like, I'll take it. So I moved all my shit in, and then now that was the old crib. Now we're in the new crib in Yonkers. So it's like, we've been here for a minute, man. Like, so it's dope, man. Those are my brothers, man.
People won't see that, but that's fucking magic right there. You know what I'm saying? Like how that all comes about. And that's when you have to trust that process, because people within those times, you'll be bugging out. Like, I don't know, but you just have to, I just believe in those times, man, just be who you truly are. And the shit
you have to just live in the moment and go with the flow, bro. Just live in the moment, go with the flow, and just let everything ride out. The universe has your plan is already planned out, bro. Like what you are seeking is seeking you. So it's like, if you really put that time in and you just focus on that, you'll get there twice as fast. But obviously we're caught up with work and this and that and finances and all that bullshit. So it takes a lot longer than it's supposed to. But if you believe you can achieve, man.
Yeah.
You believe you can achieve, just like Pac said, bro.
The way I met fucking Lee was a blessing, man. I met Lee at a Joe Budden show.
Let me hear this one.
What's up?
Let me hear this one.
Yeah, no, I met him at a Joe Budden show, and I didn't like going to shit alone, right? And a lot of my people, we all do different things. You know, I probably love hip hop the most out of everyone, you know? So I never went to shows and shit because I didn't like going alone. And I was at that point where I was in, you know, leaving like I was still in a toxic relationship. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it, man. I'm just going to go alone. I don't give a shit. I'm going to go. I started going to shows.
See, that's the journey of self-love right there, bro. When you just say, fuck it and do something for yourself, bro. Yeah. That's self-love.
I used to wait. I used to hold off and be like, nah, I'm not going to go to fucking one of my favorite artists because I'm going to go wait for a girl to go with me, or I'm going to wait for my mans to go with me. Some shit like that, you know? And I was like, fuck it. So I went. Lee was behind me in line, and we just started kicking it. And this was right before, this was 2016, like the summer of 2016. And, you know, man, Lee was a fucking super dope individual from that whole time. We did the meet and greet together.
He's got his whole vibrant personality, bro. He's a silly dude, bro. Yeah. He's cool.
And he's super genuine, super supportive, man. Even then in the beginning when I first met him, he was showing me sometimes more support than my own family and blood. And I was just like so baffled by it. And I was like, yo, this is such a fucking, you know, dope dude. And then we stayed connected, and he's been a blessing in my life ever since, especially between meeting y'all and everything, man. It's
facts, bro. Likewise.
Everything happens for a reason. Like I said, I wouldn't have met y'all if it wasn't for him. And just the most littlest things people don't realize. Like if I would have never went to that show alone, like would have never met y'all. And I talk to people all the time about that. Like so
This wouldn't be happening right now,
this wouldn't
bro.
be happening at all. Like things are pieced together, and people don't realize that. Like sometimes you have to make that decision just to do the shit you
Praise the
really
Most
want to
High,
do.
bro.
You just have to do
Thanks
it.
to the Most High, bro.
Yeah, man. So that's how I met Lee, man. So that's dope that y'all all working together. You got Lee on the song on Miss Call. You know that's one of our
Yes,
joints.
sir. I like that one.
That's a
I know
fucking
you like that one, bro.
that's a radio hit.
I appreciate that, bro. Honestly,
That is a
I really
fucking.
do.
That's why I be telling you. I be on y'all ass because I know a fucking hit when I hear one. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Yo, bro, don't worry. It's out now,
no,
bro.
no.
You guys can go all listen to it, man. Miss
Hell,
Call. I
yes.
think it's track 11.
Yeah, nah, you got some joints on there, bro. What's some? I know you probably all your favorites, but any song on there that you maybe have a little story that you want to tell the people about? Anything that inspired you to do one particular song, or anything you want to dig deep into one of those tracks?
Any one of the tracks on this. I like soul a lot, man, because soul really speaks. It speaks out, man. It really I really went into deep of how I felt, like things we talk about, like the whole, and how I talk about the women on the album. Like,
Yeah.
I try to be different than everybody else. I don't want to talk about what everybody else is talking about. I'd rather talk about things like that. So soul was one huge, and what else, man?
I've been jamming it closer a
Closer,
lot.
closer. Yeah, that's another one. So that's two.
First Love,
One.
Show Me, one.
Well, definitely First Love. Definitely Show Me all that. But the one I think was one of my best verses, and that wasn't from an old. That was something new that I wrote. All the other stuff was in the vault, and I had to go through and dig deep. But then when I did all that, I was like, yo, I don't have any songs with Slim for this album. I need a song with Slim. So we just got a beat real quick and made a song like that. And bro, that's like one of the realest verses I've ever written, bro. Because it's me really speaking like, what be the word? Who do you be? Where are you from? And what do you see? What is your vision? And what are your goals? You know what I'm saying? Like things like that.
Yeah.
This is really talking to you. Like, bro, like I'm talking right to you as you're listening. Like,
Exactly.
what do you want in life, bro? Go get it. Like, just get up, go get it. You know what I mean? Like, so that's one that I really like, bro.
Yeah, that song is, and I really like how y'all do that live.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
bro, I'm missing performing, bro. I miss it, bro. It's killing me.
Yeah, man.
It's taking all my life away, bro. I just want to be on stage right now.
What made y'all think into that to start the Uptown Draft? Like what, what?
Bro, that was all Slim, bro. That was all Slim. I came home one day, and he was like, yo, bro, like, he said, we always be going to all these places to go do performances, and like, some people don't give us love, and then you have to wait for other people to perform. And it's always a hassle. And I was like, yeah. He goes, so why don't we do our own shit? And I was like, dope, but how does that work? Does it cost money to rent the place and all that shit? Like, how does it work?
Yeah.
And he was like, bro, I don't know. Let's reach out to places and try to pitch him an idea. And I was like, well, what's the idea? He's like, well, let's think of one. So we sat down, and then he came up with the idea of like, he's like, you know how you try to get people to come to your shows, and you'd be like, yo, man, come out to my show. Like, I'm performing tonight here, blah, 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 whatever. Not everybody likes rap. So not everybody's going to come there. Even if they do support you.
Exactly.
They might come out, but then you have to put yourself in their shoes now. Like, they're coming out to support you, but they don't like what you do, but they're doing it out of love for you. So now it's like, say the whole event is like 6 to 8 hours long, and you're right in the middle. Is it fair that they have to sit there and listen to all these people just to be there for you? I mean, that's support. That's real.
Exactly.
But like, what if you did something for everybody, where it's like, it's not just rap, and it's rap, singing, because now you bring everybody together in one room for everything. And now no one's going to leave because you give them a little bit of everything. You don't know what's coming next. You know what I'm saying? And bro, since we did it, we pitched it to this dude. He originally went to, what's that place called? The Pyramid Club, which is where they used to do battle raps. And he went to go ask them, but they were shut down. So there was a spot right next door called Hayati. He went into the place. He pitched them the idea. The dude loved the idea. He's like, that's cool. Gave us the spot. The Uptown Draft has been a thing ever since, man. Blessings, man.
Yeah,
it's been
man.
beautiful. We've met so many great artists. We've made songs with these artists, brought them back, performed them. It's just so dope. It's so dope, bro.
Yeah, man. So many fucking super talented people, man. I love going to them, man, because I be finding new talent. Like, I love music, bro. Like, I love all different types of music. And I love going because it's like, yo, it's always super, super talented people that just have some really good talent and making some really good fucking music, man. mad fucking
Yeah, man, I appreciate
bro.
that, man. We really dig deep. New York City has so much fucking talent, though, bro. New
Yeah,
York City, I mean, the tri-state area, Jersey, New
yeah.
York City. But like, bro, we found so many people. Me and Lee found a dude in the subway, bro, playing a guitar. He came through. He's like, yo, I don't have any songs, but you guys are artists. We're like, yeah. He's like, bet. He made a beat on his guitar, and we all freestyled and had a crazy cipher in there.
Hmm.
That was one of the best shows we had, bro. It was so
Yeah.
much fun.
That,
But
that
talent's everywhere, man.
that
It's
reminds
right,
me.
it's right under your nose.
That reminds me of when you first performed. The guy that was, I think, before you, the kid with the guitar. I don't know if you remember that at the live podcast. I picked him up on the bus stop the night before.
Did you really?
Yeah, because he was just jamming at the bus stop, and I was coming from IKEA, picking up lighting and shit
Really?
for the show, and he was just jamming on the guitar, and I had room for one more slot, and I was like, "Yo, you here, flyer, you can perform tomorrow," and he was like,
You now, let's go.
"Yeah," just like that. He was like,
That's funny, man.
the kid was so
That's
hyped.
dope.
That was almost kind of my a little bit of my vision, because when I did the music therapy,
Dude, that's dope, man.
I always wanted to do those because it was like I was like I'm like an introvert, also with an extrovert. I like going out to certain shit, but I'm picky.
Hey, bro,
Like it's a little bit of both. Yeah,
I'm right
like,
there, bro.
I don't like going to clubs.
I'm balanced with it.
What's up? What you gonna say?
I feel like I'm balanced with it. Go ahead, yes. Say what you were saying.
Like right in between. Like it's like, I'm not the club guy. I'm not the go to the big club. But I love what like the Uptown Draft, or we do the music therapy. Like I love those type of vibes.
Hey.
And I wanted to create something that I would want to go out. Like I wanted to create our own night out. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're always like looking at Yelp, or you're always looking to find a concert, or you're looking for somewhere to go to. And I was like, fuck that. Let's just start creating our own fucking events.
Exactly. Make your own, bro.
Yeah, create our
Make your
own
own.
night out. You know what I'm saying? Where we get to pick the music. You know what I'm saying? We get to pick the jams that are going on, and we get to control the energy of who's in the room and who's coming there. And
Like mad fun, bro.
yeah, right. Like when you can control your night out, it's powerful, man.
Dude, I'm in the same boat though with the whole intro extrovert thing. It's like with me personally, bro. I used to love going out, getting fucked up with my boys and shit, and going out to the bars. But then it got to a point where it was like, started getting exhausting. I was like, yo, I can't. First of all, I don't have the to keep up with y'all because they go on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sunday. I'm like, bro, I can't afford all that, bro. Y'all have fun. Can't take a shot for me. But like the weekends, bro, I was going all out, and I was spending a lot of my money from my check on drinking, bro. I thought I was a big baller, bro, and it's because you just feel like you're fucking infinite when you're drunk, bro. Fuck that, bro. So then eventually I was just like, you know what? I'm good. I don't even like drinking like that much. Like I just get blacked out. But honestly, I don't really like the taste of half of the shit that I put down. You know what I'm saying? Like, so fuck it. So I took a break from it. I went vegan, and then I took a break from the beer because it was all carbs. And then after not having beer for a while and not having liquor, and I stopped going out to the bars, and then I got into the whole spiritual stuff. I was like, yo, honestly, I'm a lot better off without it. Like I feel better. I'm thinking cleaner. Like I feel healthier, more energy. So why am I gonna, honestly? And then on top of it, I read on some shit where it was like alcohol. They call it spirits for a reason because it's like it lowers your vibration. You know what I'm saying? So it makes us feel in the low vibration, and we're not excelling to what we need to be. So we're being suppressed, and that's why most people who are alcoholics are depressed and stuff like that, anxiety,
trying to suppress those.
So that's why I kind of
feelings.
just. Exactly. But that's why I like to don't get me wrong, I'll go out to the bar with my guys and everything, have fun, but I'm not gonna drink like I used to, bro. Like I have like 2 drinks, 3 drinks, and I'm already fucked up. Like, I'm cool for the night. I'm straight. Take a shot, 2 drinks, cool. I don't need to get fucked up like that anymore. I like to be aware of my surroundings anyway. Because it's a crazy world we live in. So I rather, and personally, I like spending so much more time by myself at home on a Friday night, watching a show or some shit or writing music, bro. Honestly, I love my own company. I really do.
Yeah, man. I've always been about those vibes as well too. I never really drank like that. I drank as a kid. You do little house parties and barbecues and shit, but beyond that, never. Because I always felt like it was just a waste of money. Like you're gonna piss it out.
Word. Plus, my circle was always small too. So yeah, the same boat.
Yeah, like you're gonna drink, you're gonna get drunk, you're gonna piss it out. So you wasted all that money. I'd rather use that money on something else. Like
word, right? I
That's just
never
me.
really thought of it in that exact like sense, but in a sense, you're right. Imagine you spend all that bread just to piss. That's what you're doing.
Yeah,
You're
I
paying to
mean,
piss.
but people try to get away from their emotions and people try to get away from their feelings. Like,
That's really what it is, bro. We're masking our fucking how we don't like living in this system, bro.
yeah,
Like the whole fucking 9 to 5 bullshit. That's why we can't wait for the weekend. Everything is the weekend, the weekend, the weekend. We
yeah.
run to the weekend. So it's like, I feel it, but it's a sad way to mask your shit. You got to find other
Yeah,
ways. You got
people
to
got
find
they have to
yourself.
get high off the music.
That's it, brother. That's a fact, bro.
Do
That's why I put the realness out there.
word, yo, that's how they gotta do it. Do you feel like writing and creating your music has been like therapy for you?
Oh, definitely. You know what's the most? All right. The whole process is a therapy. Finding a beat, finding a melody on the beat, finding the words to that melody,
Yeah,
then, writing it all out, composing the song, getting to the studio, recording it is another whole therapy session because you're getting it out. But then when you finally hear it mixed and mastered and you get to sit down and listen to yourself, it's like you're listening to your higher self, bro. That's why I speak things that I want to change in my life on my music, or things that I want in my life. That's all I do in my music. I talk what I want, or what I seek.
yeah.
That way it can come forward. But
Nah, 1,000%, man. So, do you feel like after you've created a project, so let's say you created Head in the Clouds, do you feel like now, okay, I'm gonna go right back into music because that's what I love to do and that's my therapy, or do you sometimes give your
funny, I was just talking about this with Slim. That's crazy. I was just talking about this.
wow, was that
Yes. So, all right. So I wrote Head in the Clouds. And then when I put it out, I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to push this project now. I'm going to sit back a little bit. So I was just like, let me write a couple songs and put them in the vault so I have something ready. But I'm not going to build anything yet. Cool. So I go to start pushing the project. This whole fucking pandemic happens. Everyone's on quarantine. Everyone's stuck at their house. Now I'm like, everybody's going to start dropping shit. So I was like, let me start building a tape. So I come into here to the studio, start writing. Bro, I had the biggest writer's block. I can't think of nothing, bro. No matter what beat I pick, I can't think of shit. I'm going to write. I'm just like, why can't I think of nothing? So I brought it up to Slim. I was like, bro, I'm having writer's block like crazy, and that doesn't happen. He's like, it's because you just dropped an album. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you said everything you had to say, so now you have to wait until you have something else to say.
exactly?
And I was like, that's a fact, bro. I was like, that's a fact, bro. Because like I said everything that I needed to say on that album.
Yeah,
Got it out, and now it's like, what else is there really to talk about? It's little things, but these past 2 weeks I came out with a couple songs. So,
yeah.
but those are for the vault.
Okay, those are for the vault.
But for a project, bro, right now I would love to build one, and that was my whole plan. But it's probably just gonna be a little wait on that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep pushing this for a little bit and just see where it goes.
Sometimes you gotta go. Yeah, like I said, if when you're not a type of writer and you're writing from the real shit, either you as you're going through shit, it's like you said, you're writing through it and then you just let it out, and then if you don't have anything else to say, then you either got to pull from old shit. Like you see these artists, like Eminem said that recently. He was like, he's at that point where he's like, he said it all, but now he's getting.
I know that's why, but that's what, bro. That's why I stopped listening to him, bro. And I love M. Don't get me wrong. He's still the top. He's a good. But old M to me, he was talking things that I related to, and then he was talking crazy. He didn't give a fuck about what people thought of him. Yeah. They painted a picture of who he was. He was like, cool, I'm gonna take it and run with it. Cool, whatever. That's who I am now. But then he came out of rehab, and then I guess his whole head was filled with like what everybody else cares about him. And that's what he puts in his music now. And it's like all the critics. And I get it. That's his life. Yeah. He doesn't really have anything else to talk about as far as that because he's not on drugs anymore. But, I just can't really sit there and listen to all his albums like I used to. Like the Eminem show, nothing will compare to the Eminem show on his list of albums, bro. That is my all-time favorite album.
That's
bro.
My two. That's number 2 for me.
What's your first?
Recovery.
Recovery over?
Yeah.
That's your personal opinion.
It's very tough. It's very tough because I go Recovery, the Eminem show, and then I like Encore a lot, man. I don't know. A lot of people didn't like Encore. I put Encore right after that.
That's dope. That's dope.
Then the other ones are just in there. I actually liked Relapse a lot too, man. Believe it or not, Relapse was real shit.
I like the accents.
Yeah, it was.
I liked how he did that.
It was different, and there was actually, the average listener is going to listen to 2-3 songs and say the whole thing was accents, but it really wasn't. There was some joints on there like Deja Vu.
Oh yeah.
There was some
Deja
song.
Vu was hard,
Yeah.
bro. Deja Vu was hard. Stay Wide Awake was my shit.
Yep.
That was hard. But yeah, the older albums were more of my favorite. Like my list goes more like the Eminem Show. Then I got Marshall Mathers LP, Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers LP 2,
Mm.
and then everything else could fall in line after that somewhere else. I don't really
Yeah.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? The whole relapse recovery and everything goes in order, but
Yeah.
we don't have to go that deep.
Revival was actually, some songs were
Hard.
decent. It was like Castle, A Rose, the bottom
How'd you
half.
feel about Music to Be Murdered by?
I only really liked one song, 2 songs.
Bro,
Yeah, same
I
thing.
couldn't get into it, bro. And he had bars, crazy bars. I listened to the whole shit, but I just couldn't. I can't re-listen to it. But you know what I can re-listen to, bro? Kendrick, the damn album, bro, on repeat. I can listen to that straight through, bro. I love that shit. That
Kendrick.
I like J. Cole. I like Forest Hills Drive. All that shit, bro.
You know what's funny?
That's
Those two, man, for Leave It or Not, I love hip hop. I've never gotten to Kendrick. I haven't gotten into Kendrick. I don't like Dan. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know if it's his voice. I don't know what it is, man. I like his, the Control verse back in the day. That was cool, but I'd never been into Kendrick, man. People think I'm bugging. And even Cole. Cole, you would think I would like him, and I liked KOD. That album was hard, but he's not someone I listen to all the time. He kind of puts me to sleep in a fucked up way.
dope. That's cool.
I don't know.
You said he put you to sleep.
Yeah,
Damn,
man.
Cole. He's a.
Oh no, you cutting out. Fuck. No. Wait, cut out.
Yeah, I keep getting phone calls.
Oh, but yeah, man. I saw the Cole, man. A lot of people, a lot of Cole fans out here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I hear you. My bad. You good?
Yeah. So yeah, what were we talking about? My bad.
It's all good. What other projects? Anything you could say or like plans or things you want to get into? Do you want to get into anything that you see yourself doing beyond music? Do you ever see yourself in film or because when you're a writer, man, it all get better off.
I dabbled with that when I was younger, bro. I did dabble with that. Me and my cousin, we used to write. My fault. We used to write scripts and act them out on the little. He used to put the camera on the tripod, and we would act out scenes and stuff like that. We always wanted to do shit like that. So I don't know. Maybe in the future that'd be cool.
Word, because when you're a writer, man, all bets are off. You know what I'm saying? You never know what you can end up writing. You know
but I'm riding this one till the wheels fall off, bro. I'm riding the music game till the wheels are
hell yeah,
done, bro.
Yeah, you
I'll be 85. I'll be in the studio with the walker, bro. I'm coming into the booth, bro. I don't give a fuck. Wheelchair, all of that. I'm coming. Better make a wheelchair accessory.
Word. Gotta get to it, man. What message do you really feel like you want to leave people with this album? You know, when they listen to Head in the Clouds or when they hear about Goonie, and especially with this last project, what's the main message that you want to tell the people?
I mean, I want everybody to know that they need to love themselves, number one overall. That's the biggest thing. The second thing is, that everything we need is within ourselves. And yeah, man, each one reach one, bro. Teach each other. We have to be there for each other. Take care of the women.
Word.
It's your sister. That's your mother. You know what I'm saying? Treat them just like that, like I was speaking of. And yeah, man, just be real. Be yourself. That's all I can really say, bro.
Nah,
I hope everybody gets that message. What happened?
Nah, I said it's definitely powerful and it's real shit.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that. My bad. I got zoned down the comments real quick. I'm seeing shit.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Poetry slam. We need a poetry slam.
Got just 2 last questions for you. So,
go ahead, bro.
So 2 last, right? Last one is, your brother's really dope too. Who inspired who? Did you inspire him, or what?
You talking about Sketch?
John
Michael.
Yeah,
John Michael.
Is that your brother or your cousin?
We call him Sketch. My bad. That was his first.
Okay.
That's my cousin, but we always say that's my brother.
Okay.
I'm gonna explain that why. His mother and my mother are sisters, and they both were pregnant at the same time with me and him. So when they were pregnant, they used to put their bellies together. We used to kick each other through the womb. So since the womb, bro, we've been down. So it's like we're brothers. That's what we be saying to each other. But like his birthday is October 28th.
Mm.
Mine is the 23rd. He was supposed to be born on the 23rd, and I was supposed to be born on the 28th. Those were our due dates.
Mm.
We switched.
Wow.
I came out. Yeah, it's crazy. So I'm 5 days older than him, and I've always been the older cousin, but we both lean on each other. It's crazy. It's weird because, like, I'm very big into the zodiac, zodiac signs and stuff like that. And I'm a Scorpio. I've always went by Scorpio my whole life. And he's a Scorpio, October 23rd, October 28th. So I started looking into things, and then my boy Slim, he was like, yo, you're on a cusp. I was like, what the fuck is a cusp? Like, I never heard of that in my life. He's like, it's when you're born on a certain date that shares like a cusp of the previous sign.
Yeah.
So you carry the similar traits as that. So I looked it up, and mine was a 23rd, which is a Libra and a Scorpio, which I'm dominant Scorpio, but I have cusp of a Libra. So it made more sense to me because me and my cousin, we think the same. Like, we have twisted thoughts sometimes, but we like, the way we grew up was crazy.
Yeah.
But like, I always realized how we differed in certain things. Like how we would, like, he might react out of anger right away. Boom. Me, I'd be pissed, and you'll see it on my face. I'm mad, but I'm weighing out my options. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always had a level head, even when I was blackout. Like, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And it's because of the Libra shit. And when I got in tune with that, I started realizing way more about myself that made sense. And I was like, that's why I do this, and that's why shit just linked.
Yeah.
So, but as far as it goes for inspiration, we both inspire each other in different things. And we look to each other for help, bro. That's my brother. That's my ride or die. Through everything, I've been through everything with that kid, bro.
Super talented,
yeah, that's my brother, man. Definitely is, bro.
Yo, his project, bro, Dead Roses, man, is fucking awesome too, bro. Like, yeah, even though that album is like,
check out, man, Dead Roses.
What's up?
Sorry, I had to plug it real quick. Dead Roses, go check it out.
Dead Roses, man. Yo, people, he still could market that. That album still can fucking go, man. I gotta talk to him too. He gotta go.
You gotta get him on here, bro. I'm gonna tell him, bro. You got a podcast.
Yeah, man. He's
get your ass out there.
Yeah, man. Super talented. Okay, real quick with the Zodiac. What do you think about Capricorns? What's your take on them? I'm a Cap.
Ooh, I have double fucking standards with them, bro.
What's up,
I dated one, and like, nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, manipulative, crazy. But then my brother's a fucking Capricorn, Slim. And me and him never argue, never fight, none of that shit. So it's like, I feel like as a friend, Capricorns are dope people. They're loyal, they're real, straightforward.
Yeah.
But in a relationship, for me as Scorpio Libra, I'm good. We're not compatible. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just don't work. But it's all love. Every sign is all love. It's all love.
That's funny. Yeah, I always just like it because people that are into the horoscopes. shout out to y'all. Shout out to Scorpios. But yeah, Capricorns, man, I fuck with us. Other Capricorns, we could be stubborn at times and shit. So, you know, it'd be.
Bro, I feel like that's every sign. Every sign has that trait of being stubborn. It's just it intensifies depending on what sign, bro.
Exactly.
But nobody's as stubborn as a Scorpio. I'll tell you that much, man. And you could see it in my whole family. I have a lot of Scorpios in my family. They're Italian. They're already hard-headed. And they're just fucking like, they're stuck in their ways. What's theirs? That's it. Right? You can't change their mind. It's over, bro. Can't change their mind about nothing.
They're clocking us. We got a minute left. Last thing. How'd you become a Dallas Cowboy fan?
Damn, that's a good question. Look at this. So speaking of my family, my uncles who live in Port Chester, bro, they came here from Italy, and when they started watching football, it was in the 90s, you know, so it was like late 80s, early 90s. That was a dynasty team. They were called America's team. They lived in America. They were like, cool, that's our team. They ran with it. They won mad Super Bowls. But me personally, in 1992, they won the Super Bowl. That's the year I was born. So it kind of was cool. And then Sketch, he said his first word was star or some shit like that. So that's why he became a Dallas Cowboys fan.
That's fire.
And that's why I got my face mask ready for work, bro. Stop playing with me.
I got the Dallas Star right here. This was I
got him tatted here.
This was my stepfather. My stepfather got me into football. He was a Dallas fan.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, same thing.
How you feel about this draft, bro?
We'll see, man. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm a Dallas fan, but I'm not one of those crazy sport heads. Like, I watch, you know, but I'm not the guy. I'm not gonna talk sports.
We'll be ready because we just drafted a kid who's like Des Bryant, but he's fast, bro. His name's CD Lamb.
I'm with it,
This
man.
kid's like Des Bryant. fast, bro.
But yo, all right, real quick, because we got 40 seconds left before they kick me off the live. Where can they find you? Where can they find the album?
You can get me. I'm on everything, bro. I'm on all platforms. You can catch me. Link in the bio. It's all there. You want to hit me? Hit me in the DM. I'll send it right to you.
Good shit, man. Good shit. Head in the clouds, Goonie. Bro,
Man,
adios,
I
man.
appreciate you, bro.
Of course, bro.
Thank you, bro. Stay blessed. Love and stay safe.
You, sir, man. You too.
Peace out, my guy.
That was dope, Goonie.